and welcome to the Whoopsy Show. I'm me, Mr. Whoopsy. Today we're going to be looking at the best and the weird and the weird and the wonderful. Come watch. This week, I got to interview a great actor and a friend of mine. His name was Nicolas Cage. Enjoy the clip. So, Nicholas, we've been friends for a long time now, but what do you think of my mask?
Told that all actors really hail from the early medicine men and the shamans in the villages pre-Christianity, where they would put on masks and act out, and really they were probably pretty crazy, but they would go in and find answers to questions.
Hey, remember that last night out we had and we set fire to that person's pants? That was great, eh?
Today you're called psychotic if you do that, but it's all semantics.
Yeah, you call me crazy. Let's talk about your makeup routine before we go out on a night out. And Nick, how about that? Tell him about that.
So what I would do is I'd put on Afro-Caribbean paint, like a white and black paint, and black out my eyes so I look like this sort of Afro-Caribbean voodoo icon.
You have a reputation of being difficult to work with. Would you say that's true?
And I would walk on the set and then wouldn't speak to anybody, wouldn't say a word, so I projected this aura of horror, which created fear in my fellow actors.
Well, that's great, Nick, but I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I gotta go and get some food. I'll see you later, asshole. We're good friends. We sometimes go out and yell at people, tell them we will die in the name of honor, and stuff like that. He's a good friend of mine. There's me and my buddy Nick on the night out there. There you are, enjoying ourselves. Excuse me, another phone call. Hating when this happens. Oh, it's you again. I tell you what, you stupid little bastard. Why don't you buy a shirt that doesn't look like a 10-cent twat bought it for you? You short-ass little shit. If I come down there, I'm gonna stick you in one of those fucking red boxes, bury you somewhere in the Nevada desert, and piss all over it. Do you understand me? Now don't bother ringing again. Oh, and for 10.5 grand or some shit like that. I don't give a shit. Alright. You little prick. Now this is a segment I like to call the Whoopsy Files, where we look at one of the world's mysteries and see if I can't sort it out for you. Now this footage shows a man from China who is thought to be a human-Yemen hybrid. The story goes that one day his mother was wandering around the woods when a Yemen, which is a Chinese version of a Bigfoot, dragged her into a bush and raped the poor woman. That must have been quite the experience. give birth to this tall, lanky, gangly, asshole-looking boy. I've been on many explorations in my time. Here I am in my old exploring gear in the old exploring days. In my youth, when I used to wander around the world. Cause I don't do much anymore, I really couldn't be bothered. It's too much. I've been to many continents and all over the world. And I was the first down with this one. I saw the big lucky bastard. And boy, he was one weird guy. And was it true? Was he a human hybrid? I can tell you that. He probably was. He was definitely weird enough to be, and he looked like a big ape. We shared a few laughs. He didn't speak much, but he knew that Mr. Whoopsy was a true gent. So we shook hands and I parted ways. He died not long after, but I like to think I made an impression. It's time for our retro trailer of the week. And this one is a particular crack classic called The Blood Farmers. Enjoy.
It's just a farmhouse and looks pretty innocent from the road. But once you're inside, you'll see what really happens on a terror farm. Invasion of the Blood Farmers. Coming in the dead of night, coming to plant the living and harvest the dead. Invasion of the Blood Farmers.
Within a week, the lab will be flooded with
human blood.
I can't stop it!
Are you strong enough? More raw terror, more stomach-turning shock than you can take. Therefore, we warn you, don't eat before you see Invasion of the Blood Farmers, and you'll have nothing to lose. They plant the living and harvest the dead. Invasion of the Blood Farmers, released by NMD Films, in color, rated PG, parental guidance suggested.
And this is the section I like to answer some of the questions from our viewers. This one comes from Little Timmy Timson from Bermuda. He asks, can a man stop a chainsaw with his bare hands? Well, it's a very strange question, but me being worldly and have travelled the world a million times and seen it all and lived for centuries, I can answer. Yes, it is possible. Well, that's all we have time for this week. Tune in next week and we'll be answering and solving more real problems and maybe doing some naked limbo dancing. Who knows? Well then, whoopsie.